Fashionistas! So today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to naturally contour your nose, and this is sort of a way to make your nose look a little bit more defined and a little bit more slim, but not too much. You don't want to end up looking like you're a part of the Jackson family. So if you want to know how to contour your nose and make it look a little bit more defined and slim, just like this, then please keep watching. So for nose contouring, the most important thing you want to remember is that you don't want to overdo it. So the first thing you want to do is concealer, and you don't want a concealer that matches your skin tone. No, you want a concealer that is much lighter. So normally I would go for this concealer right here, which is about 2 shades lighter, but when I'm on my extreme days, I take a concealer that is 3 shades lighter. Okay, so for today, to keep it natural, you want to keep it natural, I'm going to take the one that is 2 shades lighter, and this is a liquid concealer, and it's just really pigmented, and you want a concealer that's pigmented because you kind of want to highlight. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the concealer and just really simple draw a thin line on your nose. Okay, so once you have that line, you want to leave a gap and then put a white light dot on the tip of your nose. Trust me, it will look good. Okay, now what you want to do is take a sponge and blend this in, but really lightly, nothing too drastic. You still want to see the sort of the hints of that line. So really natural. I now have highlighted my nose with concealer. Now you want to take a powder and powder that. This is one trick of contouring your nose in a really natural way by just putting a lighter concealer in a line and a dot on your nose, and you're done if you have that luck. But to take it a step further, just take a contouring powder, and this is the color I will use. This is my contouring shade that I use on my cheeks as well. You want to take a fluffy brush and go in that contour shade. From the inner part of the eyebrow, you kind of want to go here. So sort of your eyebrow and your eye in between. And then in a really light and thin motion, draw a sort of contour shadow, sort of like this. Start right here and then really lightly brush some shadow in. Okay, now you want to take a little bit more of that contouring powder, and the tip, sort of the part between your nostrils, brush some there as well in a sort of half moon shape. Remember the concealer line that we did, that the line here and then the dot here, that had a gap because you had the line and then the dot. What you want to do is take the slightest bit of contouring powder and that gap that you have, sort of put the powder over it, and by doing this you create a sort of more uplifted nose, as if your nose is sort of like going up. So you can already see that the nose is contoured, it looks slimmer, it looks a little bit more defined, and just it looks like a good nose. I'm gonna take a highlighting powder, and with that highlighting powder I'm gonna re-highlight that part that I did with the concealer. So with the highlighting powder, you want to highlight that line and that dot. And by placing that highlighting powder, it just takes the effect a couple of steps further. Now, if you want to take it back a little bit because maybe you think you look like Michael Jackson or something, take your powder brush and then just slightly dab on top to kind of diffuse the edges of all the contouring and highlighting. And just like that, you have contoured your nose that you can wear on a daily basis without looking like a part of the Jackson family. You just look natural, your nose looks a little bit more defined, and you just look good. Being the makeup artist that I am, I like to take things to the extreme sometimes. So I thought it would be fun for an extra of this video to show you how drag queens make their noses look extra small. So no tutorial whatsoever, just a little bonus of how to get a really small nose.